Hi guys, welcome back to RTC. This is your host Craig, and today we're going to have a quick little discussion about settlements. Settlements in a whole is probably one of the groundbreaking game mechanics of Fallout 4, which you have a lot of fun building up a settlement, getting supplies, and making it your own, basically. But as I go deeper and deeper into Fallout and find all the new settlements that I haven't discovered yet, then a lot of settlements were, in my opinion, kind of half-assed. Like, I can understand them from a creative standpoint, where someone could probably build a giant tower on it and be happy. But when I first heard about the settlement idea, I thought you'd be able to run a town. Like, you have your player house in it, and then you could build a town around that. Like, right now, we're at Corp Manor. I'm just doing some quick laps around it, keep you guys interested, keeping healthy. Can't see my feet still. That doesn't really matter. But anyway, moving off from that, like, we have Corp Manor here, which, when it's built up a bit more, that looks cool. Like, this is a Minuteman settlement area. And then we go deeper into the surrounding area of Corpse Manor, where the sheriff department's over that way on that little bit of peninsula. And then you have, like, the church, and then you have the scientific survey area, Oceology Scientific Center over there. I think that's what it's called anyway. And then you have all these buildings which you can't enter. Like, most of these buildings you cannot enter at all. Like, there's maybe 4 or 5 different buildings on this stretch of peninsula that you can enter. And then you have the wharf over there as well. You have a wharf down that way as well. I thought that was just a suit power armor. No, it's some Brotherhood of Steel guys. But anyway, then you have this B&B or inn or bar and restaurant here on the wharf, which you could use like as an offshore purified water station. And like, realistically, I don't see any enemies like super mutants or raiders coming from the ocean to get into your island. The only way in is that one way down there. Like, I'll do on the map instead of just, see here, like, I'm here right now near the church. There's no way an enemy would swim all the way to go over here or swim up this way, because that's all built up. But this checkpoint though, and this bridgeway, is the most likely place where enemies would come from. But given that you can only build here, it's really unfortunate. Like, what's the point really to build in a small area? Like, I built in it because I liked it, because it's my house. It's a home away from home, and I use it to bring in more settlers because there's space and enough food there to bring more settlers in. And then I have it supply lined with most of my other settlements, which I'm still building up right now, which is well, I think very important thing to do, which I'm going to be building more bases and stuff like that and whatnot. But anyway, let's get away from that. We're going back to Corp Manor here. Like, the biggest settlement area you have in the world is Speculative Island, which is behind the castle right here. But Speculative Island being a peninsula, and like having, let's say, the settlement area build is like just around this area here. Like, you could have it literally cut here, stay really close into the center here, and then stay around here, and you have a full area. You have a place where you can actually build a town, which you could rival. Let's see, where is it again? I hate trying to find this, but like, rival Diamond City, which is the only settlement, built up settlement, that's probably the only bustling city in the world, like in this entire map. But I really thought, in my opinion, that you'd be able to rival Diamond City, actually set up supply lines with Diamond City, send your traders there, have people come visit your city and stay there for a night or two and then go off, and then spend money in your town, and then have a real, like, economy building up, and then you have your own militia or police or army to protecting your town or something like that, whatever. But I think in the long run, like, I'd rather have something this big and I spend upon hours and hours trying to build it up than having some shack in the wasteland somewhere, like a broken down house, and building around it to hide it, and then having a house around that, which I don't really feel like I have a lot of customization with. Like, a lot of the prefabs are, they're kind of gone stale now. Like, what's stopping us from building a bunker? Like the pre-war bunkers. Like, you were in the army at one point, and with all the technical documents that you get for the Brotherhood of Steel, Do you ever think like, hey, I'll have a look at this? Oh, like Picket Fence magazine gives you some interior stuff to build. You can build lamps from pre-war era, like the pre-war era, but you can't build something that you can have a crap ton of, which is concrete and steel and wood and whatever that you need to build a bunker with. That's just an example. I'm not saying that that should be there, like primarily, but I bet a lot of you have seen the mod where you can have a snap and build bunker now, or ploppable houses. Like most of these houses here, like they could be opened up and just given a basic generic default layout like most of these, but like repairing the roofs would be nice. Like have a proper roof again. Or like I know how it's tedious to power up every building. You could have an individual generator, but I like the idea of building a power station and having all the buildings run off one power station instead of having multiple ones here, and then I can have lights everywhere to power everything up and make it look really nice. But that doesn't happen. Like look at this space. Like this is what I'm saying. There's a load of space here, lots of resources here that you can break down and build a town. Like settlements should be more like there should be some more built up settlement areas. Like I know like a lot of people are going to say like, oh, then what's the point of building settlements if you can't build something unique? You will be building something unique. You could build a town. Like in settlements you can build a guard post, but you can't build sandbag barricades, which would be very, very easy to do. And then if you look around here, like this is prime land for water purification, and then prime land for crops as well. Like you could have a settlement over 20 here. Like you have a lot of people living in these homes, walking around the streets, going to shops and going to their crop fields, and then you have the guards patrolling, which they don't do. They only stay at a guard post with one, and they never really leave the guard post. They're just stuck there permanently, like a fixture, a decoration. I would like to see like the towns being more lively, a bigger population, and like I would love to build this place up. Like I'd build my fort up on the hill where the Minutemen stay, like my army. I'm the Minutemen general. I just don't feel like I'm in charge of the Minutemen. And like if you come up here, like there's a few glitches still here. The ghoul bodies won't go away and they're starting to smell. And like every time I fast travel to this place, there's 2 or 3 people down the cliff at the bottom of the water, but due to the build size that we have here, I can't get them back up here quickly. Like he's been down there for ages. One guy's finally made it back up. Is anyone else stuck down there? No. But like this is the limitation right here. This is the line where you can't go any further. And like you have all this space up to the checkpoint which you could use as your town. Like you could build a town here. Like a lot of mechanics, I'm talking about the mechanics, I'm primarily talking about settlement. Locations, this is a prime location to rival Speculative Island, where you can actually have a built up town here. Crop fields, food, a lot more people living in the town than 20. Maybe the system can't handle it just yet. Maybe Bethesda are looking for a way to improve that. But like it would be really nice to have like regarding power, like for settlement building, it is tedious to wire all that stuff in to get an entire 3-story building to be powered. How about you find the old power grid section here, prime it up with some generators and see does everything turn on again due to the underground wiring or something like that. Or like repairing these power poles as well and connecting them up to the houses would be 10 times easier. Like I love that I can build flags and hang them up somewhere and build Minutemen statues and generators and everything else, but like I'm going to bring up the castle, which you can have which has a flagpole outside of it with the Minutemen logo on it. Why can't we build flagpoles with flags on them? It's not that hard. Like you can script it in the game. You just have to think of how much of what you need to build. Like you need in the game, like resources wise, to build it. So yeah, this has been my opinion on the entire matter here. Like they just really, really need to build it up and have, you know, I don't really feel like I'm doing anything. I'm basically building personal homes, in my opinion. But then after a while, the settlement build I did for Sanctuary, which took ages, I feel like it's actually a town now with people walking about it. security taking care of the place, which I just used scavenger tables to make the security guards look like they're doing that. And then all the other guards and the different buildings and all the buildings lit up. That's really it. So I hope you enjoyed this short conversation, not conversation, this short discussion video on settlements. Like, it's a real shame that they didn't really get all the potential of this, like this example area right here, and like how in depth you could have gone with more with the settlement building and then like the trade routes and supply routes and whatnot. Like, yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's really early in the morning. I'm doing this video. I don't know why, but I thought I'd tell you guys. I thought I'd share this with you. So I hope you enjoyed this video. See you next time.